Welcome friends, I'm Meredith, better known around the internet as Mare of All Trades, and today it's time for a coffee chat. So I had some things that I thought I would update you on, some news about things that I generally talk about in my coffee chats, which would mostly be books and movies that I thought I could share with you, and then some product updates, things that I've gotten in subscription boxes that I've tried recently and I like or I don't like, that kind of stuff, what's new, what's coming up on my channel, and just life in general. So if that sounds like a good time, definitely grab your cup of coffee, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into it. So how are you guys doing? I have not done a coffee chat in quite a long time. I was trying to remember when the last one I had done, and I could not tell you. So I figured it was definitely time to do one. I have a product sneak peek too that I'm like glancing down at all of the things around me. Let's take a sip of coffee here and get into this. So normally we do lipstick of the day. I thought I would update you on this Rare Beauty lip gloss that I got in that little holiday kit. I don't think it was a holiday kit. I think it was just one of her like sample mini kits in a Sephora haul that I did somewhat recently. I'll link to the iCard to that in case you missed it. But this one is called Nearly Mauve, and it's her lip balm gloss formula. So it does have the doe foot style applicator on that, and that's what I'm wearing. It's very sheer. So the lipstick, while also very sheer and light in color, is still a little darker than the gloss. So I put another layer on. I probably got some of my coffee mug now, but so that is what the color looks like. It's super light, very sheer, pretty, but I mean if you're looking for color, this is not going to be a whole lot of color. So if you're someone who likes just the sheerest hint wash of color, it's a nice gloss. But I don't know. For me personally, I'm not sure I'm in love with it. It's light, it's pretty, but I like a little more pigmentation. In case you hadn't noticed around here, I tend to like a little bit of a bolder lip. So a couple of other products that I've recently gotten in a subscription box. For example, this one came in my, I think it was my Ipsy Plus. This is the Viseart Petite Pro Un. Really pretty. That is what I use to create my eye look. I'm filming several different videos, so I did keep the eye look kind of neutral because two of them are going to be clothing try-ons, and I didn't want to clash with any of the clothing colors that I picked out. So I think it's really pretty. I think it went on really nicely. So if you see my next Old Navy video or the holiday collab that I'm doing in like 3 weeks now, I think still, with a whole group of other YouTubers, this is the eye look I'm wearing in that video. I'm filming it so far ahead. So anyways, that is the palette. I think it's really pretty. I did use just a hint of the coppery shade here on the outer corners, which to be honest, I used so little of it, I'm not even sure it's going to come across on camera, but I like the palette. It worked really well, and I like those little mini sizes because I'm never going to fully use it up. Now, one thing that I tried that I'm not sure I'm 100% in love with is the Anastasia of Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel in the shade Dark Brown. I feel like this is very thick. It's a little thicker than some of the other brow gel type products I have used in the past, and so I felt like it was so easy to get too much product, to be heavy-handed. I kind of smudged it a little bit, and I was very careful with how much I put on, but I still felt like when I was done, like, oh, I think it's okay on camera, but I think in person it's like, whoa, that's a little too much. So, something to think about. So I would actually recommend this product from NYX. This is their Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade Espresso. And I actually like this a little bit more. It still has a decent amount of hold to it, and definitely gives plenty of pigmentation. So I honestly don't feel like you need to go out and spend the price tag that a full size of this would be, when you can just grab this one. So I'll link to it down below in case you're interested and want to try it. I got mine at Target, so really reasonably priced. I thought I would give you a little sneak peek at one of my candles. I have a whole bunch of candles and wax melts and soaps coming out soon. A bunch of it is going to be holiday related product, but I do have some candles that are going to be part of my main line all the time, and one of them is House Blend, and I figured this one was perfect for a coffee chat because it is a coffee scented candle. So this was another one of those scents, if you watched my Etsy shop video, that was super duper tricky. There are so many coffee scents that end up being too sweet or too bitter almost. There was just such a plethora of them, and I think this might be the scent, one of the scents I tested the most. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. It is definitely a nice, strong coffee scent with just a little bit of sweetness in there. I didn't want it to be overwhelmingly sugary. I feel like there are a lot of like latte coffee scents that can end up just being sickeningly sweet, and they almost smell more like a cookie than they do coffee. So anyways, that is that one. So I thought I would share it with you. So it's coming soon. I also coming soon, so I talked about the fact that I have the Old Navy haul and that holiday collab. I would love to hear from you guys if there are any video requests that you have. I definitely try to take you guys' ideas and requests into consideration when I pick videos. Obviously, I can't always do all of them, either because I'm just not that good of a videographer or because it's just not something that I can do for one reason or another, but if I can, I certainly will. I did film another hiking vlog, so if that video footage looks good, I will share that with you. The park was a little bit busier that day. It was like peak leaf changing season, or getting to be, and so it was quite busy. And it was also MEA weekend, which is like the Minnesota Education Association weekend or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it stands for, but it's Minnesota and education in there for sure. And it's a longer weekend. It's always like the third week of October, and the kids usually have Thursdays and Fridays off, and it's like statewide. So it was pretty busy. Basically, all that to say, the park was busy. So we'll see. There were a couple of clips where I'm not sure if it's going to be too loud because there were people in the background on some of the easier trails that we did. So as far as books go, I haven't read too many books lately, which I know you're like, Mare, what have you been doing with your life if you're not reading, right? I've actually been listening to a lot of audiobooks lately because if I'm making candles or wax melts or soap, obviously it's taking up a good chunk of time in my life, and so I don't end up spending as much time actually reading. But what's great is if I get audiobooks of books that I already have read, if like my kids start talking to me in the background, I can still be working on what I'm working on, and if I miss part of the book, it's not like I haven't already read it. I kind of feel that way about TV shows too. Like sometimes I'll just put a movie on, like I was watching The Holiday, which is such a cute movie. Love that movie, with Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz and Jack Black, and you can just have it on and you've seen it more than once, or at least I know I have. So if I'm folding the laundry or whatever and I'm not really truly paying attention, it's okay because I know what happens. So anyway, so that's what I've been doing. I've been listening to a bunch of different audiobooks, two of which have been Mariana Zapata's books, which I absolutely love. There are definitely some parts where, you maybe can't listen to it while the kids are awake, but they're very good and well narrated. Although I will say, what's interesting is a lot of authors, or at least the ones that I like to read and listen to, they tend to use the same voice actor or actress over and over, which can be good if that voice actor is someone who can do the different voices and make them seem, each voice in a different book seem distinct. However, the person who does Mariana Zapata's books, she kind of sounds the same in every audiobook, which for me is like, I feel like I'm listening to the same character over and over. Does that make sense? So I'm not sure if I like that so much. I mean, I do think that Mariana Zapata definitely kind of writes somewhat a similar main character heroine each time. But I think it was having it read versus reading it myself, where you kind of narrate in your own voice in your head. Does that make sense? I feel like it was more apparent this time around. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Hopefully that makes sense. Sometimes I think I'm just rambling and only I will understand what I say. So hopefully that makes sense to you. So a couple of things that I saw recently that I was excited about are Sanditon Season 2 has a release date, so woohoo, I'm excited about that. I really love that show. The second season's coming out March 20th, 2022, so that's like, what, 5 months from now? So I'm excited for that. And they did post some photos. If I can find some and like take screenshots of them, I'll pop them up here so you guys can kind of see. I think they released 5 photos. So that was of interest to me, and any of you people who like period dramas like Bridgerton or Pride and Prejudice will probably like Sanditon. And if you haven't watched the first season, I highly recommend it. I'm not sure if it's all available for free on pbs.org, but it might be, so definitely check it out if you haven't. I haven't seen a ton of updates for Netflix's version of Persuasion, but I did see an article that said it was in post-production, so that's exciting. And then Netflix posted a first look at Bridgerton Season 2, so I will find that video on YouTube and I'll link it down below for you guys. It looked very good and I'm excited to see the second season. I think they did a really good job casting, at least from the clip I saw. A good job casting, I think her name is Kate. I read the second book. I think it's Kate. So definitely looking forward to that. Nothing like some good old-fashioned period drama, but turned up a notch, because Bridgerton is definitely that. So I liked that. One article I did read was that there was supposed to be a second version of Persuasion, coming out, directed by Sarah Snook, and unfortunately it got the axe because Netflix was already doing a version of Persuasion. So they were like, yeah, we're not going to try and compete with Netflix. You are canceled. So that's a bummer. I don't care how many versions of period dramas people want to make. If they want to make another version of Jane Eyre, I will watch that. So anyways, who doesn't love a man in a cravat? I was talking about this with a friend via I am on Instagram, like Messenger on Instagram, and we were talking about how, you know, we will take any man who wants to play Darcy, be it Colin Firth, who we were both agreeing was our favorite, or Matthew McFadden, or whoever. Just put him in a cravat. I'm happy with that. Every man looks better in a cravat. I dare you to disagree. Look at Henry Cavill when he's wearing period costume. I mean, whew. That's all. He's beautiful. Anyways, so yeah. So definitely let me your video ideas down below. Definitely check out the link that I talked about for that new Bridgerton trailer. It looks really good. And let me know what you guys are reading and watching. I'm always looking for new things. Until next time, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. You know I'll be talking to you soon.